Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast Aqua Talks presented by MANAGE-FISHub. This platform brings you inspiring stories, innovations and impact-driven startups from aquaculture and fisheries ecosystem. This is Niveta CK. When tradition meets technology, the powerful changes happen. Today we have with us Mr. Xavier Lawrance, founder of Odaku Online Service Private Limited Company, a company that transforms innovative and inspiring technology-driven solutions in India. We welcome you, sir.
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
before moving into the session, I
Yeah.
really want to ask you, what is meant by Odaku? This name sounds itself very unique. Where does it comes from? Which language it is?
Yeah, that's a good question. We want to be a company based from India, and this word is a Malayalam word, which is traditionally
Okay.
used by people from southern part of Tamil Nadu, especially Kanyakumari, and then, people from Kerala. So the word Vodaku means a rock at the bottom of the sea. What happened is that's a nutrition area where you get a lot of fish, but there is also a danger. So that's how, the word came into this domain.
Sounds very interesting, sir. Tell us about yourself, sir, and your company Odaku.
Yeah, so I have 20 years of IT experience, and I used to be a consultant in US and Singapore. So I was software work and everything. But my family is engaged in fishing activities, and then we have 3 fishing trawlers in Kerala. Right, we operate from Kerala. So as an entrepreneur, like whenever I come for holidays, I go for fishing with my brothers in my own vessels. And then that is where I realized that, this industry needs a lot of solution, especially technology intervention. So as an entrepreneur, like I felt like, while working in US and Singapore, it was like, you look for problems. But in India, there's always a problem that you just need a solution. So that is where we wanted to bring it. So we are focused on marine navigation system, AIS for the safety. And we have 3 areas. One is safety of the fishermen, the sustainability of the resource, and the traceability of the seafood. These are the core 3 areas we operate.
That sounds very insightful, sir. Imagine a fisherman heading out into the sea in the early morning. How does this Odaku will helpful for the fisherman from their departure journey to the return journey?
Yeah, I think this is a very good question because many people think that giving a mobile app will solve the problem of the fisherman, right? But that doesn't happen. So, what is the value or what the benefit that we give a fisherman when he's going to the sea and then he's coming back? So basically, what we help them is decision making, right? So
Yeah.
before even I'm going for fishing, I have to make sure which location I should target. Like there is a potential for fishings, or whether there's a proper weather. So all these things are needed for me to decide where to go for fishing. So imagine when I'm going at 2 o'clock early in the morning, the first thing is I will look for all these parameters. Now, if I make a mistake there, I'll go to the place and come back. I'll be losing around 10,000 rupees per trip. So
Yes.
now, with our data decision driven solutions, we make sure that you save the 10,000 rupees cost, right? So the first benefit that we help them is to reduce your traveling time. The second value we generate is that your fuel is saved. The third is like you get an increase in your cash. So far, we have seen like 10 to 20% increase in the cash.
So it is helpful for better decision making, I think, for the fishermen's.
Exactly. Exactly.
Was there any particular moment or experience that inspired you to create this technology solution?
Yeah, definitely. Person coming from the fisheries background, the first initial step was like I used to buy expensive gadgets for the fishermen. I started this company to solve my own vessels problem because I was a partner in all 3 of the vessels. So I just wanted to, manage it from remote because I was in Singapore, right? So I wanted to manage it remote. That was the basic idea to start with. So when we started, I used to buy these expensive gadgets and everything. I give to the fishermen, but still they go back to their own traditional knowledge. So then I said, okay, like there is something that is not matching with the expectation of the customer to the gadgets that is available. And when I looked into that, I saw there is a lot of gadgets like Garmin, Fluno, which are made in Western countries, and it's made for them. It's not for Indianized. So we made it like Indianized, right? So you look at what the Indian fishermen are doing. That's what the thing, right? So we export them, and I just gave this gadget to few vessels. I just won my vessel, and what happened was that fishermen started to come into my house to buy this gadget. So I could see there is a problem that is empty, and that problem we fit it into that. And when we explored in more detail, the knowledge of the fishing company is so strong So you call them as traditional ecological knowledge, right? But actually, it is not a traditional ecological knowledge where you see sun and moon. That many people think it's the sun and moon, but actually it's not. There's a science behind this thought process and everything. So that is what we bake them into software. So my inspiration is, yes, I want to solve my own problem, but eventually it is a problem that even all across India it happens.
That's so good, sir. What makes and your navigation system, which makes very unique in compared to the other systems, I mean other solution?
So imagine that, when before the smartphone came, right? So we were used with the Nokia phone. So
Yeah,
Nokia phones, we
yes.
always typed with the pad and everything, right? Then suddenly the exploration of smartphone came. So everybody
Yes.
jumped to that because it makes your life easier. The same scenario is happening at the sea. So earlier they were used to this, you had to operate manually, and there are a lot of limitations in the sense it is not cloud based. Your data is like, pen drive, if it losses there. So there is no intelligence or brain built on your data set, right? And it has got a lot of hardware limitation, right? Those were the problems that fishermen were not adopting to the latest technology, even though it was available. So we were the first company based in India. We built this gadget exclusively for Indian fishermen, focusing on his limitation. And we built this, and then we made sure that like it is cloud-based system, which means you can store your data in the cloud. You can share your knowledge to others. That's very important because then, as a fisherman, my father was a great fisherman, but the problem is like all his knowledge is in his head, but it was never
Yeah.
a digital. So my brother was struggling with in the sea, and he was losing a net which cost around 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs. So in a year, we spent around 7 lakhs rupees for the net repair because the knowledge was there but not transformed, right? So we made it as a platform where it is digitized and it is cloud based and it can be shared. So when we do that, the whole benefits, the traditional knowledge is transferred to the next generation so that the next generation don't have to go on explore the sea and damage the set. So that makes impact among the community to accept this product.
So technologically sounds so good, sir. So nowadays, fishermen often faces many challenges like coastal conflicts, gaps, and limited skills. How does our Odaku service will be support for their livelihood?
Well, I think this is a very important situation right now in India. So what happens right now is like, there are conflicts. Like, you can see a lot of news about fishermen crossing the international border. Then also you have, fishermen because of whether there is a, damage. And then you also hear there is conflicts between states, right? And then,
Yes, yes.
of course, our coastal guard also finds very difficult to track, right? So there are a lot of problems. And that is where quite interesting that we come into picture. Now, what happens is that, like all these problems, right? There are a lot of different departments, different people are involved for this thing. So everybody starts giving their own solution to the fisherman. So now, what is happening is, as a fisherman, when I go to the sea, I have a lot of mobile apps, I have a lot of gadgets that I use, but none of them are meaningful to me because these are not compliance or regulatory purpose or anything. So I am burdened with all these gadgets and mobile applications and everything, which has no impact on my life. So now, what if it takes a different approach? Prioritize the fishermen, that they are the key, right? So you give one gadget that solves the problem. Okay, if are you crossing the international border? Okay, give them the alert, put the geofencing so that it is easily visible in the navigation. Second, is there a conflict? Every state has got the rule. Embed the rules in the system so that I'm not confused. My navigation system helps them be more productive, along with the sustainability initiatives, security measures, and everything. And we have a lot of stories that happen, like we helped this fisherman community where when there was a ship accident happened, when there was a collision between fishermen. And we are also running a sustainability program with the Tamil Nadu Fisheries Department for Kanyakumari. For 6 years, we have been successfully running it. That's a great news for a sustainability aspect. So unless you add value to the fishermen, they are not going to use. So you create a one single solution, then expand to other stakeholders.
It's really a much needed technological solution, sir. Sir, who are your main customers, sir? Either individual fishers or fishers departments or coastal security agencies or seafood buyers? Who are?
So we look at this fisheries not as a fisherman product. We look at it as an ecosystem. So we are trying to solve the ecosystem problem. So in the ecosystem, you have fishermen, fishery department, of course, seafood people, buyers are having a problem of certification, everything. There are a lot of challenges that is happening. So it is not possible to address by each stakeholder. So we look at the whole entire fishery as an ecosystem where the core is fishermen. Without the fishermen, the platform doesn't exist. Right. So we have to prioritize the fishermen. So they are into the digital platform. When they are into the digital platform, of course, then I can help the different stakeholders. Government, I can help with regulating fisheries. Of course, that I can help the seafood buyers who can use this data for traceability, where they can integrate with the supply chain, then where they can bring a premium. And then, of course, we can work with the government department where they take care of the sustainability. So we look at fishermen one side, but even others are our customers.
So, for people listening to this podcast, how can they reach your Odaku technological solution? Tell us about us.
You can look at our website www.odaku.in. That's the website where you can reach. If you are a different stakeholder rather than the fisherman, right? You can always reach us, or you can email us. We can get it. But if you are a fisherman or if you are engaged in the fishing activities, there is always, we have a lot of networks along the coastal areas where you can always tap on that network. Any ports you go, you'll find people who are selling our hardware and everything. So you can reach us in so many ways, and you can always directly mail us.
Okay, sir. I saw many feedback videos of your Odaku solution in various platforms. As a founder, you're working closely with the fishermen. So, what has this journey personally taught you?
No, first is my passion, because I'm very passionate towards changing this industry. When you're going for work countries, and you can see the different technology being used, but somehow India we are lacking very much because of the fragmentation. And I think not many people come into this industry because you need to have your technology expertise, your domain expertise, and how to understanding the fisherman mindset. Everything is important. So it's a very challenging journey, but unless you have the passion, it's very difficult. So I really like it. And all the more, most of our products are really loved by fishermen themselves. So probably you mentioned there's a lot of feedback. It's very true. There is a lot of feedback. A lot of fishermen are very happy about the product. So when fishermen are happy about the product, basically they sell our product rather than we, right? So they talk about the product to various communities. They talk about others. So that is how our sales are going. I remember when I was traveling in a train, 2015, I was seeing these bags of, a kid going to the, school with a lot of books, right? So this fishermen were carrying a lot of books. Now in 2025, if you travel to the same train, you will see all the fishermen carrying a tablet, a 10-inch tablet. So you see a tremendous change. And that is what motivates us to focus on this industry.
That's so inspirational, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your inspirational and innovational technological solution with us. Really, your Odaku shows how the skill development and innovations and technology can come together for fishers' safe and sustainable and livelihood support. So this is Aquatalks podcast presented by MANAGE-FISHub. We brings you inspiring stories, innovations, and impact-driven startups from aquaculture and fisheries ecosystem. Until the next episode, this is Nivetha CK signing off. Thank you for watching.